Hello. Sorry, helps when you're not looking at something else and start running a stream. So, just literally posted up about the changes to FAQs and everything else. This is just going to be about the Tyranid Faction focus. I'm going to try and keep it brief, mostly as I don't really have time to do anything otherwise. It's a busy week this week. So, the faction focus of Tyranids is similar to all the others. They have 3 detachments. They have a lot of kind of new that's been added. As far as I know, there's not a rework. Maybe the last one is. But this is now the 8th one already, because the Space Marine one, they did obviously a whole host of them at the same time. The first one they've shared was Ambush Predators. The main detachment rule is all focused around Death Leapers, Lictors, Neurolictors. So those units get Deep Strike. That's pretty good on a single model unit. Allows them to kind of get into areas very quickly and safely without being kind of, you know, rushed turn 1. They also get reroll hit rolls of 1s against characters for Lictors and Neurolictors. They have built-in precision, so they're pretty scary for kind of characters on an aggressive kind of infiltrate. You then have the enhancement Encircling Horror upgrade, can take it 3 times. It's going to be very interesting to see where all of these upgrades kind of get pointed when kind of drop the addition. But Neurolictors, Lictors and Von Ryan's Leapers, in your opponent's movement phase, when an enemy unit ends a move within 8 inches, which is kind of outside the normal realm of the 9-inch move they normally do, this unit can make a normal move of D3+3, which appears to be becoming the kind of standard for reactive moves, are now D3+3 rather than D6 on a lot of things. So it'll be interesting to see if that is a sweeping change for everything in the new edition, or it's selective and kind of not everyone gets it. You then have Counter Predation, 1 CP, Death Leaper, Lictor, Neurolictor, Von Ryan Leaper when they're selected to fight. That unit, your unit's attacks that target a hidden unit have +1 strength and AP, so kind of leans into their surprise, catching units that thought they were safe and kind of getting a bit of a bonus against them. So yeah, I mean, +1 AP is always solid. I think it pushes Lictors to AP 3, which is really solid, and probably the same for Death Leapers. I can't remember the profile for Von Ryan's, but is going to make them very lethal to any other infiltrating unit that isn't something like a Demon Prince with an enhancement or something from Chaos Space Marines. But yeah, that's the first one. Again, all of these are 1 detachment point apparently, so they are very focused, quite narrow, it would seem on the whole, and kind of allow for a single unit to benefit, or a unit type. We then have Talons of the Norn Queen, and big guess as to what this one buffs. Norns. So they get the following ability for higher imperatives. Once per battle per unit in your command phase, you can use this ability. If you do, this unit can make a selection for its singular purpose ability. This replaces the previous selection. So that's kind of cute. At least means that if, for example, if you select an objective in supply drop, that obviously doesn't exist in 11th, but it's the first thing that came to mind, you can at least retarget, or if it turns that you cannot control that objective and you're like, nope, we're going to give up on that piece of terrain, go for a different one. At least kind of gives them a little bit of flexibility rather than just kind of being stuck in one place. Then we have the Destabilizing Predation. I seem to really like that word for Tyranids. Non-emissary units only. This unit's ranged attack has anti-character 2-up, and you can take that 3 times. That's really good. Obviously from Huron's little Master of the Maelstrom, that one guy with an axe with anti-character 2, you're now sticking it on Norns, who are not generally known for being easy to kill on the whole. Then they have Catalytic Biofortification. 1 CP, any phase when a friendly Norn assimilator, so very specific on which type, suffers a mortal wound. They get a 4-up Feel No Pain, so nice reactive, bit of a kind of anti-grenade tech and things like that, or anti-explosives, anti-tank shock. So yeah, just gives them an extra layer of defense, which is quite useful. And then Warrior Bioform Onslaught. I think this is one of the ones that was a what's it called, Grotmus or something. So yeah, that I think this is the one that's kind of back. So Tyranid warriors with ranged bioweapons or melee weapons have Tyranid warrior as a keyword, and battle line. So again, allows you to take up to 6. Tyranid warriors, Tyranid prime with lash whip and wing Tyranid prime also have a 5-up invuln. So makes your Tyranid warriors pretty durable, which is, you know, useful because they are quite easy to kill in general. So at least gives them quite a good defensive buff. Elevated Might, the enhancement, Wing Tyranid Prime or with Lash Whip Tyranid Prime. The model's melee attacks get reroll wounds and +1 AP. Really solid enhancement. Luckily, sadly, depending on your point of view, it doesn't have upgrades, so you can't give it to multiple ones. We then have 1 CP, Alien Physiology. Your opponent's shooting or fight phase when an enemy unit targets a friendly Tyranid warrior unit. Attacks that target your unit with a strength greater than your unit's toughness is -1 to wound. The kind of pseudo transhuman ability. Yeah, I don't think any of these are particularly unhinged. None of the detachments they've shared have seemed game breaking. The Dark Angels plasma combinations might be one. The Space Wolf one, with the heroics that you do have to pay for, alongside kind of the combat squadding OC-15 5-man units that can action and shoot, might be something that's quite good, but in a vacuum it's really hard to tell. It does give Tyranids an option of being able to dovetail these in. If they're already taking a Norn, cool, I'm going to use my 1 point out of the that I have left and kind of boost my Norn and make it slightly better. Similarly, I want to take warriors, so it kind of gives you a bit of flexibility. It will, again, the biggest thing is waiting to see what the detachments outside of this are points wise, because if all of the codex ones are 3, then it gets a bit skewed. Don't think they will be, but things like Invasion Fleet maybe will be 3 points, because it does do a huge army-wide buff, but it might be 2. I'm kind of looking forward to finding out at this point. It does feel like it's kind of picking up speed in terms of how they're starting to give us information now, and that kind of is doubled down by the fact that tomorrow we're not only getting Chaos Space Marines but also Chaos Demons, so it does kind of at least hopefully put people's fears aside that Chaos Space Marines are going to sorry, not Chaos Space Marines, Chaos Demons are going to make it into next edition. I think a lot of people are worried about the fact that they were never given a codex. Whether they get one or they're still indexed is kind of unknown, but it at least kind of means that people's collections aren't invalidated, which is, you know, the worst thing to happen is kind of, you know, when your models go to Legends and things like that, and so it's at least nice that for those people that doesn't happen. Very excited to see what happens with Chaos Space Marines, what they get as specific detachments, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on the new Tyranid ones. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. Help it kind of grow and just reach people that want a different voice for content. And yeah, have a good rest of the day.